it's impossible to believe that this is a contrail. I mean, maybe it is, but I don't know. It's really hard for me to believe this is a contrail, and that's
that
the
one
whole
I
problem.
don't think is.
Even that one,
It
but
looks like one,
well,
but this is different.
it doesn't look. I mean, a contrail, first of all, doesn't stay there for that long. But yeah, I'm just.
It might
not
be a
buying
spray.
it.
It might be spray.
But how do you convince people that, look, man, this is
Not
normal?
You don't. You know.
You don't? Why
you
not?
know, you can't convince people. People have to learn for themselves, and that's the fact.
Well, what can you do to try to help them then? You know, without being too pushy.
Challenging them by telling them and pointing them to the directions to look. You can't tell a person there's a cliff over there in the fog, because you can say, there's a cliff over there. Say, I don't see one. I see fog. I see land. Keep going. I say, walk that way. Go and be careful. Carry a stick with you. He goes, whoa, there's a cliff here. Hey, that's what I told you. So we can't convince anybody, nor you. You know, if you're not looking, you're not seeing. And if you're not looking to see, then you're hiding in your blindness. Or, you know, I shouldn't say it like that. Really what you're doing is you're living your life and you're doing the best you can. You're a struggling working mother. You don't have time to sit there and look at all this stuff. But listen to these programs and be aware of your surroundings. Be aware. You can't read all the books. You can't read Greg's books, all of them, but get something. Read the short things. Read a short little thing. Listen to podcasts. Listen to Greg's podcasts. Or listen to me occasionally. And then take that information and go to an area where you feel satisfied, you understand it. Wherever you go. Check on the internet. Don't believe everything you see, hear, and what is promoted. Because the media is a liar. We could be lying. I could be lying or misinformed. And that's why I say Heart Talk is searching for truth. Because you need to know it. And I want people to come to me and say, I found something else. You're wrong here. Because that gives me the information to give back to you, the people, and those who want to know the truth. Now, everybody wants to know the truth, but the problem is sometimes the truth is so vile or so bad that you really just don't want to think about it. That's where you run into your problems. And thinking that your government is against you, that Barack Obama is Barry Soetoro, and that he was set up to be president many years ago, and that the Russians were talking about it many years ago before he even came, hey, that's strange. That can't be. However, there are people that set these things up and do it and accomplish it. Believe me, it's not a conspiracy, it's manipulation. That's what it really is. It's not a conspiracy to destroy. They want to get a certain way. We have our candidates. We do the same thing. We support, get them and maneuver them to get them into place. But they have more power because they have the money. And when we get restless, everybody fears. Because that upsets the apple cart. They want that apple cart stable to where they can deliver their apples. So if you look out there and you say Building 7 and all of those things were just conspiracists, you're not looking with your eyes open. Because when they drop it right in front of you and you do nothing, there's two things they know. You're apathetic and easily manipulated. Don't be easy. That's not a good name for anybody. Stand up for what is right. And to Congress and all of those, you do the same. You're from us. We didn't exactly put you there. We did that thing you call voting. But many of you there were placed there. And y'all gave us the choice that we made that was for your agenda. Fine. But that doesn't make you a winner, obviously. As you see, there are other things that involve this that are far outside of your power. And the people are not in your power. You yourselves are not in your power. And y'all do not understand this. Time comes, you're going to have to learn. And who knows how that will turn out. Badly for us, but worse for you. And we know this. We know the future. It's not pretty. And you think we're funny or quack, we're cracked. I guarantee you, we have more sanity than you do. And it's not based on ourselves. Thank you, Father. Because if it was, we'd be lost like you. But this is Hard Talk. I'm Walter Bradley. And if you want to know the truth, don't depend on me. Look at the Word. If you don't believe that, look at truth that you know is true and honest and integrity and follow it, because it won't fail you when you do. It'll bring you a fight because some people don't want that. They don't want your integrity. They want you to comply for profit or for an agenda or for illegal means and gain, whatever it is. It will not do. It hasn't worked for me in life. I've tried it when I was younger. I thought I was cool. I thought I could do it. But once you meet the wall that says you go no further, you do go no further. And a sin is a reproach to any people. So stand with us. Let's look for the truth and find the right answers, even though it's hard. Because sacrifice and payment is required for truth. And you'll never get it free. Just understand that. It ain't just the American way. It's the world over. Every nation knows. To have good government, it has to stand with the people who believe in right and stand by that and will die for that. And if you're not willing to die for it, what are you willing to die for? Because if you won't stand for good, for the community and yourself, and willing to die to protect the weaker and those who need you, then all you're here is to live and not let live, but live on your own means and your own terms, which will conflict and will be wrong, because we are a community, not an individuality. And unfortunately, the United States and many countries teach individuality, which they know will separate people and make them easily conquered and overcome from the government perspective. So think about it, will you? I'm Walter Bradley. This is Hard Talk.